Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the PLUM WILD podcast. It's Wednesday, November 1st. I am Nathan Waddell, and as always, I am joined in the booth by my old man here, Damian Kiefer.
Howdy, howdy.
So tonight's episode is presented by House of Speed Setup Shop. Whether you're racing sprint cars, modifieds, or late models, houseofspeed.us has you covered for dirt setups. Use code PLUMWILD15. Let me get that up on the screen there. PLUMWILD15 for 15% off at checkout. That's PLUMWILD15. Big thanks to Dylan Hauser again for coming on board to sponsor yet another episode. We got a lot to talk about today. But first off, how are we doing today, Keith?
We're not doing too bad. We got a cool little shindig going on, whatever you want to call it. Just got done working in the shop, actually, on the race car, getting ready for the weekend, racing Saturday.
Where are you racing at? I've asked him this like 30 times, even though I know the answer.
Racing in Clarksville, Tennessee. I had a stick, so I'm in the cockpit and we're getting some lead bolted or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to stick a 14-inch bolt through 3 pieces of lead, the cockpit, another piece of the frame, and then through another piece of metal on the bottom where Dad had to find. You talk about a nightmare, dude. But we got it done. We're here. We're ready for this.
Well, hell yeah, man.
We got the shades on. We're feeling good.
Got the shades look fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really. I wish the screen wasn't so bright, but
yeah. Well, so real quick, on last week's episode, I wanted to mention this, but it just completely slipped my mind. I'm sure most of you know by now, Sean Timmerman has passed. I didn't really know the guy. I never really raced against him. He was more of a sprint car guy, but I just wanted to mention that all of his friends and teammates, his family, our thoughts are with you guys. I'm sure that's a very tough deal. So definitely thoughts are with those guys. Rest in peace to Sean. I'm sure he was a great guy, and I'm sure he will definitely be very dearly missed by his teammates, his friends, and his family.
absolutely.
So, that being said, we do have a lot to cover on today's episode, don't we?
Kinda do.
Kinda. Yeah, some stuff has definitely went down in the dirt community. Obviously, we had the frenzy last week. Some shit was literally just going down on Facebook between like Tomasi and Colton Herbert and Dylan Hauser, like just a bunch of stuff as always. I mean, you can't expect anything different.
I love it. I love it.
It's always good.
I'm upset they deleted the post.
Well, it probably got deleted actually. It probably got deleted. But
yeah, that's upsetting. It probably got protested.
Yeah, they got protested for the post. One thing that some people might have noticed is that Barrett Bishop has now joined Speed Ranch. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. That was kind of a shock. No, yeah.
I think
him and Ethan are pretty good buddies.
I think that was the main catalyst for him. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if catalyst is the right word there, but that was the main reason I'm sure of him leaving.
What would that be, like a welding rod or?
I don't know. I know what a catalytic converter
the JV.
is. That's about all I got.
Win.
Yeah. Well, so I have a big announcement to make, and been wanting to talk about this, but can finally talk about it now. The big announcement is that I am joining Majula C Speed Shop. It is officially official. I am now on the Majula C Speed Shop team. It wasn't really an easy decision at all. Um, there was a lot of factors that led into it. And I told Blake and Evan and Chris and the guys at Majula see this, that, you know, I never had the intention of leaving you and Bocus. I mean, I'm probably the most, I would consider myself one of the most loyal guys on the sim.
Right.
But it ultimately came down to the fact that you and Bocus, who were primarily the guys building the setups, y'all didn't have the drive to provide me with the setups that I needed to be able to run the stuff that I do on like stream. You know what I mean? The officials that I run, that takes a lot of work, and you know, it was hard to. I wanted to really make sure that it came across clearly that I wasn't just straight leaving the first time that you guys, you know, were like, you know, we don't have a set for this car track combo this week, you know. And
I would just tell you, be like, screw you. Not screw you, but like, dude, like a pro late model or something.
yeah,
No
we just didn't have the resources, the time, the energy to invest. You guys didn't want to just build these sets just for me. Well, and just for me, because like you guys aren't racing on a weekly basis in officials. So once it got to a certain point, Kiefer basically just told me, like, you know, you need to start looking around here. And one other thing that I wanted to get across, both with the audience here and with you guys and with Evan and Blake and Chris, is that while y'all are no longer going to be building my setups, I'm still a part of that friend group. You know, you're obviously still my best friend.
Hey, we still have the
nothing,
podcast, bro.
Yeah, nothing about that is changing.
And now it's
at
gonna
all.
be, and like it was, like honestly, like it was more. If we're gonna be 100% honest here in front of everybody, I feel like it was more of just like me pushing the issue and not just realizing like I can't perform and put out like what I feel like is needed for Nathan to compete at what level he wants to compete at and what level I want him to compete at. So like it just, to me, it just didn't make sense for us. And I really only want to race. I'm announcing not my retirement, but kind of my retirement of your daily racing, or not really. I haven't been daily racing for a while. Just I'll be strictly big events. Probably do Pro Qual, Pro Series. After NWRA finishes up here, I think soon.
Next week is the last race.
I'll probably be done probably till Spring Fling and Pro Qual for a good while, unless there's some good money shows come up or something that surprises me with some super racing. But other than that, I don't know. I'm just at a point in time. I need to rethink my and regroup.
Yeah.
Yeah, just refresh things, you know.
It came down to, like, for me, it came down to like purely because of the fact that Evan and Blake are still on. Those guys are still on making sets all the time, and so are other shops.
For the long run, like, you know, like they're gonna be like, at the end of the day, there was probably three choices, two or three choices, and I kind of helped Nathan through the process and apart, like just picking it what I thought, and I've been around it,
Making
for a
your
while,
recommendation.
and making it, and I thought that would be the best scenario for him out of anywhere. And I think it's gonna be a good deal for them. I think it's a great group of guys over there, and got a lot of support over there. But Blake and Evan are good guys and always on and getting you guys giving their drivers good feedback. So I've been a part of it, and so I kind of get it from both ways. So I'm excited to see where it takes you, honestly. Hopefully
Yeah.
you have more success. Maybe I'm a scrub.
I don't think I really I don't really know how to word this. I'm just gonna skip what I was gonna say. I think it's just a good deal to be over there now because it can be mutually beneficial with me running their sets now on stream,
Yeah.
and I'm a competitor and I want to run well and hopefully I win. I'm trying, like I run an official, I fucking want to win it. And
Right.
now that can be mutually beneficial for them, for me to run if I win using their sets, or if I run a race and I win, I'm using their sets. They get the promote, and it's on stream. They get
Yeah.
the mutually
It's a
beneficial promotion out of
it's a
that.
win. It's a win.
Yes, it's a win, big
Win.
win. So that's the big announcement. I have officially joined Majula C Speed Shop. So excited to be
Wow.
there. But I really
End of
wanted
an
to
era at Apex.
end of an
Honestly.
error with Apex, end of an error. But
Wow.
I really, the one thing I wanted to get across is that nothing has, I don't know why, I just got a notification. Nothing has changed as far as the relationships go over on the Apex side. Nothing has changed. It's almost like I'm just getting my setups from somewhere else now. So I'm super excited.
Wow.
And glad to be over there with those guys. So that's the big announcement. Moving on. Next thing I wanted to quickly go over. Why do I keep getting these notifications? We're just gonna have to close this out. So, Sprint Car Pro Qualifier just wrapped up, and so I would like to give a quick shout out to Clayton Davies, my picture guy. He made Sprint Car Pro Series again. I think it's his third year in a row. He told me he is the only Australian to go back to back to back. Someone can confirm or deny that. I'm not sure, but regardless, Rumsey was in it. Rumsey's in it as well. Davies. We'll run down. I just want to give a shout out to everybody that made it. Honestly, Aiden Beerline, if that's how he pronounces his last name, I've heard it pronounced a million different ways. He won the points. He's in. Majulis, last week's guest, is back in. He finished second. And it's Davies. Big shout out to Davies. Rumsey, tonight's guest, made it in fourth. Joey Lindgren.
He'll be fun to watch as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good guys on this list.
Ross Kaiser. Who
Adam
else?
Melby snuck in at the end.
Yep. Ryan Hodge.
Guy. Ryan Hodge is in, late model guy.
Casey
Sean
Simons.
English, back in it again, I believe.
Yep.
I think he was in it last year and possibly year before.
Casey Simons messaged me. He was like, "I'm so fucking hyped, dude. This is my first time running these qualifiers and I make it." And I was like, "Hell yeah, man! Congrats! It's now you get to see what Pro Series is really like, man. Like,
oh yeah,
qualifiers are
to it now.
Something else." Then there's Tanner Miller, like you said, Sean English, Garrett Halsey, Lane Snook, Brett Strickler, Nathan Vandewacker, Sean Timmerman, RIP. He still made it in on points in 17th. Noah Carpenter in 18th, like you said. Adam Elby, long time, pro. I think he might have won the first one, but
I don't remember.
Anyways, he's in 19th, and then Matthew Powell in at 20th. So congratulations to all those guys. Making Pro Series is a huge accomplishment. I don't care what anybody says. If you made it out of third or fourth split, like, it doesn't matter, bro. Just making it in there is an accomplishment. Like,
it's pretty cool, deal.
Like the amount of people that go for it and never end up getting that pro license next to their name will tell you how hard it is. So congratulations.
I don't even have one, so
yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's another thing, man. They yanked that from us last week, I think. They done pried it out of our hands, which is unfortunate. But so congratulations to all those that made the Sprint Car Pro qualifiers. We will probably recap those pro races in short detail once those start. But for now, we're going to bring on our special guest. We will be right back with that.
Put the glasses back on.
All right, we are back live with our special guest tonight. Our special guest on this episode is the Flying Carrot. I don't know if you're ever actually called that. Logan Rumsey. He's been one of the top dogs on iRacing for a long time.
One of the best tongues in the game.
He's a sprint car and late model Pro Series driver. He races sprint cars in real life. And in the 2023 late model Pro Series, he had a career season winning 2 races, but came up 2 points shy of winning the championship. More recently, he was involved in a little bit of drama and some PLUM WILD last lap drama, some would say, in the VLR Fall Frenzy, which I'm sure we will talk about. Logan, welcome to the PLUM WILD podcast, man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm a big fan of the podcast here, but I'm not really good at talking like this, so I'm just here to have fun and talk about some stuff.
Hell yeah, man. That's fine.
So
Dude, I think everybody knows that.
But he doesn't talk much, but he's here to talk, you know?
Yeah. Look, we got Evan.
And I feel like that's a lie because when Rumsey starts talking, because I was in Discord with him the other day, when he starts talking, he doesn't shut up.
Yeah, but I get nervous, dude.
I get nervous too.
Dude,
See,
just
I think that's
everybody
what's
calm
bad.
down.
Because I feel like a lot of racers get talk whenever we get nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like this is a great idea because like what are you gonna do? Sit here in silence? No.
I mean, I could
Yeah, it's definitely an
kinda
option.
cool.
do the Howard Weaver delay.
Look, we got we got Evan to talk a good amount, and I feel like that's a pretty big accomplishment to get, probably one of the quietest guys on iRacing to talk for about an hour. So I just want to start, Logan, with a pretty common question, but I think it's a good question to ask everybody that we have on here. What got you into motorsports and then eventually into sim racing?
I think my dad did it back in the day, like really long time ago, and he bought me a quarter midget when I was 5 years old, and it was really nice, but I was kind of scared to drive it, so I didn't. We sold it after a couple of years, and then when I was like 9, I got back into it, and I've been racing ever since.
What about sim racing? How did you get started? Because I feel like you've been around on iRacing for quite a while. How did you get started in sim racing?
Yeah, I just I don't know. I don't even know where I saw it. I just saw it somewhere. Or no, I saw it at Eldora, one of the Tim Sims rigs. I was like, I don't need to get this. It was like just when Dirt came out, so I got a computer that Christmas, and been burning laps ever since then, just trying to get better, and I'm kind of a sweat on it, but it's all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all are. Like, like anybody who's, I would say anybody who's in Pro Series is either a sweat currently or has been a sweat at some point to get to that level. So you've been around for a while, and I'm just curious because we all start probably relatively pretty shittily. Like we're nobody's really good right off the rip, like the first time they go out there. So over the years, who would you say has given you the best advice for iRacing, as in how to get better or whatever, and what was that advice?
I mean, when I just started, I was just playing by myself. I didn't really even talk to anyone on here. I didn't download Discord until about a year after I had it, so I just was racing all by myself. So
what time frame
really
was this? Like, or what year do you think?
Just like 2018.
Gotcha.
I'd say. So all 2018 and starting in 2019, I was just kind of racing by myself, and I finally got Discord, started talking to my friends on here, and then I was just racing on there. And around 2020, during COVID, that's where I really started to find some people to race with. I think I was racing with Hayden Cardwell a lot. With me and him and my friends that I raced with in real life were racing on here, and he led me into getting on slick. So those guys just helped me ever since then. Like James and JD, they look at how to race really differently than a lot of other people. So they try to teach me the ways. It's kind of really confusing, but I'm trying to get it.
What exactly? Can you elaborate on that at all? Like how do they view it differently?
It's just basically with the setups, they just think you run it max broke. You run like in the late model, you if there's a 150 spring or 375 spring, you never run it in the middle. You just run it max. or anything, because that's just how the game works, you know.
So
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
taking event like you're just going to the
Yeah.
limit, whatever that
Yeah,
limit is.
limit, max or min, anything.
Gotcha.
That's what they try to teach me. So
Yeah.
if I'm
Interesting.
adjusting on it,
Let me write that
I
down.
try to
Actually,
I
no,
try to I try to fine tune it, and it just sucks. And they send me the set that's just
just
everything
bolted.
clicked up or down, and it rips way harder.
Interesting.
It doesn't even make sense.
No.
Well, so so racing in real life, you run, from what I can tell online, you run 358 sprints, 410 sprints, and then you've raced. I would think like what do they call them? Like micro sprints,
Non-wing. Yeah,
Yeah.
non-wing
non-wing.
micro sprints, and
Yeah.
you ran those at the shootout, the Tulsa shootout. I saw, wasn't that earlier this year, like in June, or I mean not
Last
June,
year.
January, or
Yeah.
was it in
It's like
December?
right over. It's right over the new year.
Right.
I've ran that
So
the last like 4 years.
so it's been the last 4 years. So what is it? I mean, what's it like racing in the Tulsa shootout? I mean, it's such a long event, and it's just jam packed with action. So what's it like racing in the Tulsa shootout? And was iRacing any help there at all? Because everybody knows the Chili Bowl track is on iRacing.
I mean, the shootout can be fun if you run good, but if you're there all week and you don't run good, it's kind of sucks. But I've been lucky to have some decent runs there, so it's usually a fun time when we go there. You get to talk to some people you never really see. But just real racing, it's definitely hard to race in real life. It's way easier to race here on iRacing because everything has cost so much now, and you gotta work on your stuff, and it's just way harder than on here.
I mean, Kiefer
It
can
is.
attest to that for sure.
Dude, it's a lot more time than it is
Well,
IRL.
he's
But
cherry picks.
but driving wise, it's kind of like, what would you say? Like, would you say like did you ever make laps at the Chili Bowl before going to the Chili Bowl? Like preparing yourself, kind of just like for the track. Do you think some of the tracks actually compare up, or and driving wise, do you think the sprint cars drive like iRacing cars, or no? Or is there similarities?
I mean, I don't think they're that close, but when you're out there racing in real life, it's hard to even tell what's going on. You're just going so fast and stuff. So I come in
Yeah.
after the race, I don't even know what happened. So I just it's hard to say.
Yeah.
How old
I,
are you? Because I'm curious. Like you're what 16? Aren't you?
I just turned 17 like last
17?
week.
So you're 17. I mean, 17 ripping in a fucking 410 sprint car. I mean, that's gnarly, dude. And you're racing in
imagine.
Pennsylvania against, like, you're in Pennsylvania, correct?
Yeah.
And so you race at those Pennsylvania tracks. I mean, like literally like the heart of sprint car racing
Yeah,
outside
I
of
live
like
about an
California.
hour. I live like an hour away from every track, like Port Royal, Williams Grove, Lincoln.
Dude, what a
It's
time to be
absolutely
alive.
And you've raced at all those tracks? I know you've raced at Lincoln. Have you raced at the
Yeah.
like you've raced at
I
all
ran
of
the
them?
Grove and Baps, and I haven't ran Port Royal yet, but they don't really run the 358s there, so I'll have to go there in a 410 one day once we build our program up.
Absolutely, dude.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
that'd be that's a fast. I mean, it's the fastest rate. It's the fastest dirt car on the planet.
It really
Yeah.
is. They're gnarly. Which one of those tracks is your favorite out of like the ones that in that area, especially the ones that are like really popular in that area?
It's
Um,
the fastest rate. It's the fastest dirt car.
Who
I
has
mean,
their
I've
who
ran.
has their
I don't
volume
know
on
who that
the
is.
podcast? Is that you, Kiefer?
Stop.
Stop,
He's
dude.
reading the chat.
He's
I was.
what
Uh,
a squid.
How's the answer to chat?
I've ran Lincoln the most out of all the tracks, so I just say that one. If it's good, it races really good. So I'll say that one's my favorite there.
How close is it to iRacing? Like the main thing that I want to know is it as bumpy as shit as it is on, like, because on iRacing it's like, dude, this is horrible, just because like it's never like a level surface. Like, is it like that in real life? How close is it?
Yeah, it's exactly like that in real life.
Really?
Out of four, if you're running the bottom, it's like uphill and some weird
Yeah.
stuff. 1 and 2 is like uphill and downhill. There's like a big rut out of 2 of it. That's all there in real life.
That's crazy.
That is
I wouldn't have
crazy.
never thought that,
That's why
honestly.
a track's really hard because you never really know where to be on the track because you have to. It's just shaped really weird and the elevation's really weird and it's just hard to get a hold of.
So
Absolutely.
I got just a good question just came to mind. The inverse of what we just asked. You have raced in is it a 358 or a 410 that you've raced at Lincoln, or both?
Oh, I've only ran
In
the
real life.
358 at Lincoln. Yeah.
Okay, so regardless, you have ran a real sprint car at the real Lincoln. the Sprint Car Pro qualifiers, I think 2 weeks ago or last week or whatever, were at Lincoln. Was there anything that you feel like helped you, or is it just nothing really transfers over, even that way?
I mean, I didn't do that good, so I don't think it helped that much. But I also didn't test it all, so that's probably why I didn't do that good. So
What do you think about the new build for sprint cars as far as compared to the old build?
it gets better every lap you turn. At the start of it, they felt really weird, but now they starting to race really good.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, you just got done running the sprint car pro qualifiers. Congratulations, by the way, on making the pro series again in sprints. I will say though, based on the results, it seems like you're better in late models on iRacing than you are in sprints. Just based on the results. No, not a dig at you, but it's a little bit odd given that you race sprints in real life. Why do you think you seem to have better results in late models?
I don't know. I think that's definitely true. I've never like in a sprint car in this game. I've never felt like I was like really good, you know. But the late model, when I put in the time, I just feel really good at every track. Feel like I can really make consistent laps and maximize the speed at every track and run with all the fast guys. But the sprint car is never really. I mean, I've been like decent, but I just never felt
At least pro
as good as
level.
I am. Yeah, I've never felt as good as feel in the late model. It's
I,
kind of weird, but
do you
that's how it
have
is.
do you have more fun in a late model? Is that part of it, you think?
I mean, not really, but I'm just faster in it somehow.
I hear that. I mean,
It's just
I have fun in sprints
he
on
doesn't like to
iRacing, but
he likes the throttle control.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, with
is
the
it
late models, when you have the hot set, you can feel it just driving around there, and
Yeah, like
it's
whenever
fun to
you
drive.
got traction, like whenever it's good, you're like, oh yeah,
You know, the sprint car, you're never really hooked up
hooked up.
completely. You're just out of control the whole time. But
Yeah, no,
that's
I
why I
get
suck
that.
in them, dude. That's why I suck in them. I've tried sprints, and I even thought about running the qualifiers. I literally made a couple of laps the night before the first round of qualifiers at Eldora on a tacky track, and I was like, nah, I ain't got it like that in sprint cars, man. It's just not for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can make a lap around Lincoln right now. I would
There's no
love to
shot.
try a sprint car in real life, though. I feel like give me like Eldora, man. Like I just want to run right through the middle and like a 360, even.
305.
I don't know.
305.
No,
Put you in a
dude, give me
305.
a 410. I want to rip a 410 at Eldora,
Fuck.
wide open, one lap through the middle. That's it, and then I'd be done. That's all I'd want to do.
How do
That
the
would be
how do
that
the
would be. Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine the speed, like to feel it runs? Like, you know what I mean?
you just feel like you're falling out of the seat on the whole track. You wouldn't be able to hold on.
Well,
dude?
because like I raced there like in the modified deal, like I felt how fast that was. I mean, like I couldn't only imagine, dude. And it's 410 around that place when
All
it
the
was juiced up.
downforce,
Oh,
brother.
baby.
That's probably a wild feeling.
When I watched them guys like those 410s at like Eldor and stuff, like riding the cushion like that, I'm like, your nuts have to be like massive. Like it's crazy.
Oh
Does
shit.
it is driving them like really out of control as it looks in real life too? Would you say?
Yeah, it definitely is. If you feel the little 410 races I've ran, you feel like you're running it hard, but then everyone else, like Macri and all them, are running it way harder than you. So you try to push a little bit harder, hope your
Yeah.
car can handle all the speed you're putting into it. So I mean, I'm trying to get better at that, but I feel like I try to drive it a little bit too easy in real life sometimes. But because the sprint car, you can really throw it in there hard and it
Yeah.
sticks.
Yeah. And I've noticed that too with like just even like my stuff. I know sprint car you guys got a lot more dig, a little bit more side bite or for bite
Downforce.
traction, down force, whatever you want to call it. Than like we do, but man, you guys, whenever you guys do get, I want to drive one. I watched them at like a flat banked. It was like a big, wide half-mile flat bank. They're ripping around the wall around that place, and those guys enter on the cushion, and like, man, some of them like they're out of control, and they just fly.
They're
It's crazy.
they're definitely wheelmen in sprint cars.
You
What's
just
it?
have to, and
What?
I've noticed it too. Like whenever I get up on the wheel, sometimes like in a heat race, and I'm like hustling it, like you're flying, dude. But like, how do you do it for 30? You know, how do those guys do it for? That's what I want to know because I can kind of do it for it. Like, I can feel like I can do it for kind of like 10 laps. I can go maybe a little longer sometimes, some tracks, but like those Macri and some of those guys, man, I don't know. Like, how do you do it for that long?
They're just on the gas, man. I don't really know. I don't know if they, I don't even know if they get tired or not. They just let it rip all the laps. They're just out of control.
What's
But
it
they're in
like?
control though.
What's it like? So you said you've ran at Williams Grove. What's it like going in to that little paperclip of a turn after such a long straightaway? Whenever you're going as fast as you are in a sprint car, like just that the car should stick, but you're going so damn fast into like such a tight corner. What's that feeling like, dude?
It's like thing is, it's really easy to run the top there when it's just wide open, but when it really gets tricky when you start trying to run the bottom. You have to slow the car down so much to make the corner, and sometimes you just really miss it, or you just slow down way too much. So it's way different if you're running the top and the bottom, because the
Well, that's why, and that's where I see you see like a lot of those like Danny Dietrich, like he was really good at that place, like on the bottom,
yeah
or like David Gravel on the bottom, where I feel like that's like one of the hardest things to do in a sprint car, honestly, because like I feel like a lot of guys can run the cushion, like at
yeah
Williams Grove, but like that bottom, like I like watching Williams Grove and like Knoxville whenever they can hit hot bottom and they can run around the guy from the cushion. Like that to me is like
Yeah.
impressive. I like that. I like watching the guy on running some steam bottom. That's hard to do. Like, and I couldn't imagine like your guys just like speeds. That'd be intense, honestly. And but iRacing doesn't feel that. Does iRacing feel that intense as it does IRL?
I
Or would you
mean,
say
kinda. The sprint cars on here, you really gotta let it rip. So, I mean, you're sitting in an office chair, so it doesn't really follow through. But
yeah?
That's so true.
Because there is moments like even like in late model racing, like what we do like on here, I feel like is crazy compared to like what I know we're in a desk chair and like I know we can hit the reset button. But like sometimes like some of the like whenever we have good clean racing and stuff like that, like some of the shit we do, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like if you could do that in real life, imagine, bro.
yeah,
So
some of the way people drive the sprint cars on here on the game, it's they drive them. I feel like they drive them way harder than they do in real life. I don't even know if you could drive it like that in real life. I mean, maybe it would work because some of the people like Bergeron and them are like bouncing off the wall and stuff
Yeah,
over the
no, you
top.
can't.
Crazy. I mean, I feel like it might work in real life, but I don't know if anyone's up for the challenge to try it.
I
So
think you should go give it a shot in your next sprint car race.
You know, I haven't done it in a sprint
no,
car, but I've done it in a modified. And whenever, well, I end up knocking the bumper off every time there's a cushion. So we ended up putting like a real small bumper on that thing. But you can wall tap in a modified or a late model. You can do it, but you're using the rear stub at the end of the day or the fuel cell. But you can. It is kind of fun. Sprint car with that tire, you guys are kind of screwed to the wall tap. I've
it,
seen Sheldon Haudenschild do it a few times, honestly, though.
Sheldon's an
yeah,
animal up
he did
there.
it at Weedsport one race and won. You
I
got to try
remember
to
seeing
find
that
that.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't know
that
if I've
was
seen that.
yeah, he hit it coming off a two or something,
yeah,
and
right where like the opening, or no, not the opening, whatever you call it, where it like sticks out.
yeah,
The Weedsport, he bounced off that, turned down the track,
and it
just
shot him
flying.
like it gave him so much speed, dude. He got traction from the wall in a sprint car. Could you imagine?
I think I have seen that actually. But back on topic. Next question I got. It seems like as of recently, especially in the late models, you've really stepped up your game. I mean, you've like I said before, you've always been a top dog. And you did well in Pro Series last year in late models. But this year in Pro Series, just 2 points out of winning the points, 2 wins. I mean, just way better. Even though you were good last year, just way better this year. What do you think has really been the biggest factor in, the leap that you made in this year's Pro Series?
It's just you have to have good people behind you, and the update really it fires everyone up on my team, like James and JD. After the build's been out for a couple years, that they don't really like to play that much. But then once the build comes out, they're all about it, building new setups and stuff. So
Yeah, it's
that
fresh.
kind of yeah, that kind of helps me out. And it also just comes down to how much you practice. You know, Evan and Blake. I don't know if Blake practices that much, but Evan at least he's running. Who knows how many laps? He's always in a private server, but he runs a lot of laps. So you got to try to. I think Hauser said this. You have to. Whoever wins the race is the one like who practices the most. So I think
Yeah,
that's kind of true. The
It
races I
is.
don't practice for, I suck. So the sprint car qualifiers, I didn't practice that much, and I sucked.
but you
I didn't
still made
suck,
it.
but yeah, I did. I only practiced for one race, and I won that one race. So that just
Where
shows.
was that at?
Kokomo, I
Was it?
practiced for like
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
yeah,
Yeah, I watched
like
that one. I
2
remember
hours.
now.
But
Yeah, that's I mean, that
Well,
rings
I think
true. I mean,
and I think the practicing thing is like just it's not just speed or like setup, it's more just consistency in my
yeah,
opinion.
you have to have a setup where you know you can drive it every lap. That's what we were looking for at the Fall Frenzy. I mean, I had a decent setup, and then James came in with a setup that just drove like really good. I mean, it wasn't gonna dump tight every corner, like half the corners. You knew it was gonna turn every lap and drive straight. So that just really helps out in qualifying when you're really nervous and you can't even see straight. It's up on the fence, and you know you can hit it first try.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, absolutely.
that's actually a good thing. I'm glad you brought that up. I used to get shit for asking this question all the time, but how nervous do you get nowadays for like these big races, whether it's Pro Series or the Fall Frenzy? Like, how nervous do you actually get?
I get like extremely nervous at the Fall
Really,
Frenzy. I couldn't even like breathe after my qual lap.
really?
I mean, I don't know if I get. I think I get more nervous than a lot of people, but it's really bad. I get more nervous here than in real life.
You know, most people, as they get more experienced, and maybe it was worse for you, but as they get more experienced, they get less nervous. And that's even come into effect for me. Like, I don't really get all that nervous anymore, even for these big races, whether it's qualifying for, you know, or I'm starting up front in a big race. Like, it just doesn't really get to me. But that's interesting that you are still, you know, I think it shows how much you care, really, like, that
But
you,
I
and
think
that you
it's
want to win.
if you practice all week and stuff, you run thousands of laps. You just get really nervous to mess it up. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to go in there after you're in 3,000 laps and mess up your one qualifying lap. That's
That
why I get really
That
nervous.
makes sense. That really makes sense.
Hmm.
So, speaking of nervous, going back to the final race in Pro Series at Charlotte, um, I'm just curious, were you aware during the race, did anyone tell you, or did you just know that, you know, passing Blake for the win would have won you the championship?
Yeah, when I first got to second, I'm pretty sure someone told me I already had it won. All I had to do was finish second. But then a couple laps later, they said I had to pass Blake. But I just
Mm,
never. I mean, I don't really know if I ever had a shot to pass him cleanly. Maybe I could have threw a big slider in 1 and 2, but I just never really. I never really thought I had the opportunity to. But in my car, I did a little bit of damage, so I just couldn't really ever build up a run on him. So it sucks we lost by 1 point, but it is what it is.
yeah. What was your reaction? I mean, I know you got the interview after the race, but what was your kind of first reaction once you realized, like, fuck, you know, I came up one spot short of winning?
I mean, I didn't really care that much because Evan did get taken out the last 2 races. He was over like 100 points ahead
Right.
Yeah.
before Lincoln, so it's not like I was leading the points and lost in the last race. I kind of got a gift 2 races in a row. I just came up
Yeah.
short, but it's crazy when you tell people you're 1 point away from winning 10,000. But I mean, it just is what it is
You
there.
still got a decent little payday though out of that. What did you get for
Yeah,
a second? What did it, like 4,000, 3,000?
yeah, 4,000 and then 900
4,000
from all the other races.
from the wins
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
podiums. That's really that's some good shit,
Hey, too
man.
bad, you know.
I mean, I
Hey,
don't
you'll
know.
take
I'm sure people have told you this, but you know, most people don't get a congratulations for second, but congrats on a incredible season. Finishing second in Pro Series is nothing to hang your hat on, even though everybody wants to win. But second is really something that should be congratulated for sure.
Thanks, man.
So it's been a week now, a week and a day. What are your thoughts? I know we had you on for the little special. What are your thoughts on the Fall Frenzy and everything that happened on that final restart?
Oh boy.
Just I don't really know. I think Evan got nervous that Hauser was behind him. I think that's what happened. Hauser was
Really?
about to slide us both, so Evan he tried to get back in
You know,
front of me and blew the door out. So I don't
There's
know. I mean I get nervous when Hauser's behind me, so I guess he did too.
there was a lot of talk about the start that you had, like how Evan or even Blake kind of thought that you rolled the start, you set the pace, all that. What do you think about all that on just the actual restart, how that went?
I mean Evan went at the same exact place every restart, so I was just hoping he would go at the same place, and he did. So I didn't even look. I wasn't even looking at his car to see when he was going. I just went, and he went at the same place. So that's his fault,
You weren't even looking.
No,
You
I just
just
went.
fucking knew. He was like, he's going here, and you just went. That's that's actually kind
I
of
guess I pulled ahead a little bit, but we were
I
still
mean,
even at the flag stand, so it
right,
shouldn't really matter.
right.
I do the same like IRL like I always whenever I get a start outside like the only way to get like I get the restart the only way to fix this problem to stop this like prevent because like you didn't really do anything wrong you just got a good like
Yeah.
you timed it I think like you just, and I think Evans like hurt himself like where he went. I think he went in the same spot 3 times in a row from what I noticed. And
If we're racing for $4,000, I'm starting that shit in the back straight away, basically.
yeah, like I feel like on that last restart with 8 to go,
Oh.
like he started like way late in my opinion.
Mhm. I
And I
mean,
think it hurt him and he should have went. But like yeah, like I real like I start like I'm ahead on the outside if I'm front or outside. Like I try to get
yeah.
ahead of you. I'm a tire length ahead of you. I try to be naturally, and that's what everyone does. But I didn't see anything wrong with it. Like the start initially, truly, I guess you would say. It's just like personally, I think Evan went too late, and it just there. Like you know how it is. Whenever you get a good that guy on the outside gets a good start, you know how he's got to slide you, and now you're racing.
Yeah, I knew
Um,
once I got a good start, things were gonna go down. I mean,
It was about to
yeah,
get
yeah,
interesting.
it's
About to
just
get plumb
because
wild, baby.
because
yeah, I'm
at the end
wild.
of the day, at once you got that good start, that was the race.
Yeah.
Like that like once you got by him, just the way the track was for the leaders, that was the race, and
And it
Now,
that's
was
what.
also 100% chance of a big wreck, you know.
Yes,
right. So,
yes.
um, so y'all are coming to the white flag. You're coming out of four. Evan is slowly running you up the track. Did you think that he was leaving you room up there, like room to leaving you a lane, or were you expecting him to kind of push you into the wall?
I mean, I didn't even really know what he was doing. I left a ton of room on the bottom because I was trying to get back to the middle to try to skid out front, but he ended up getting under me. I guess I could have blocked the line he was running, but then I would have been kind of screwed for the next corner, but I at least wouldn't have got wrecked. But
All right.
I left him a lot of room down there, and he took up all the room I gave, and then put me in the wall. So I wasn't really expecting it. Like I didn't even really notice while I was driving that he was wheeling me the laps before. I was just driving, trying to win the race, and then here he comes, just threw me in the wall. So I didn't really see it coming there.
So, a lot of people online in the comments on the VLR posts, on the iRacing Dirt Talk posts, and you might have seen all this, but a lot of people are saying that that move from Evan, or that whole scenario with Evan, was him retaliating for the Knoxville race in Pro Series. Does it feel like that at all, or have you talked to him about that, or is it still up in the air?
He hasn't replied to me when I talked to him on Discord, so but
Sad
Oh,
day.
I mean, probably not, cause he probably wasn't thinking about that when he was racing before Grand. I just think he either got mad that I jumped a start or just really wanted to win, one of the two. because that was like 4 months ago. If you're still thinking
True.
about that, that's just dumb, you know.
I
Yeah.
don't believe it. I'm just saying what people online are saying. Okay, put yourself in his shoes. You got a guy on your outside there, or just put yourself in his shoes. Would you do the same thing for $4,000?
I at least would have waited till the last corner, so we didn't both wreck.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of the main
That's
thing that people are saying on this is that he did it on the wrong lap. You know, he did it coming to the white. He should have done it coming to the checkered. And I think people would have been less frustrated if it was coming to the checkered.
Yeah.
Like
Then
overall, the fans and everyone, like it's at white flag on the last corner coming to the line. It's anybody's ball game if you're in that scenario.
We
That's
needed
the
to
main
wait
thing.
another lap. I would have been like, he could have killed you that last lap, and I would have said, "Fuck Rumsey, who won the race." Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree there. I think I should have. If it was gonna be anything, it was gonna have to be the last lap. But
I still would have finished like 5th anyway, but
yeah, I mean,
at
you
least
finished 5th,
yeah, I
didn't
think I
you?
was like 5th. Yeah, I was 5th.
Yeah. So
Not a
still
bad
not too
payday.
bad.
Not a bad payday.
Mhm.
How much
It was
practice?
pretty bad.
How
How
much
many laps did you make there before
Yeah.
before that fling or
How many
that
laps
frenzy? Yeah.
rough
for the
estimate?
100 lapper or like everything?
Well, let's get the answer for both. How much did you make for the prelim, and how much did you make for
Everything.
the finale?
I just I don't even know. I just practiced every night with Chase Barbara. We run a lot of laps together. Just in sessions, a lot of hosted races, a lot of 40 lappers. So probably like 800 laps or something for that. Just tested qualifying a lot, make sure I could turn and stuff. And then once we were locked in for the 100 lapper, I ran about 400 laps 3 nights in a row. No, not 3 nights in a row. Like
Two
two
nights in a
nights in a
row.
row. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 800 laps for that also. So we knew our car was really good.
I mean, I think it was definitely very good. You know, you and Edens were clearly some of the fastest guys on the track at all times. So what y'all had was good, and of course y'all are good. So and then you put in the practice on top of that, and you're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and it's going to pay off in some way. You know, maybe not at the very end. Did you? Forgive me because I didn't go back and rewatch the race today, even though I wanted to, and I was in the race, so I didn't see this. But did you feel like you had the car to win it all at any point during that whole 100 lapper? Because you were in second. I know Evan had a pretty good lead. Like without that caution, I don't know if you could have caught him. I don't know what the gap was, but did you feel like you had the car to win it, or was it like once you got that restart, you're like, oh fuck, I got a chance here?
I mean, I did. I don't. It's around the middle of the race. I actually passed him, and then he got me back somehow. But I think I was better at the around the middle of the race, around like lap 50, 60, around there. And as the race went on, I don't really know what happened. I think just after all the restarts, my car just didn't really work. So he was about like 100th or 200ths faster than me every lap. So just slowly pulling away. So at the end, I was just kind of settled for second, and then it had that last yellow. So, I had one final chance, and we almost got it done there. But I mean, I still don't think I had the best car on the track, but we were really close.
How much did you save in that race? I mean, it's a big 100 lapper. What?
Oh, I didn't save one lap at all.
Not one lap, just
No,
balls to the wall the whole time.
I mean I didn't run the top any laps, but I don't think it was ever on the top. So I just ran the middle the whole race and never really saved.
What do you think whenever you see Hauser coming up through the field there, or at least see him behind you in those last couple of restarts? You're like, what are you thinking then?
I mean, I guess you're thinking if you save tire and maybe that worked, but you're also thinking Hauser's coming up through. He's trying to win one of these races for the last 4 years, so he probably would have gave me the door if he had the shot. He definitely would have, but
I don't think there's a question on that one.
yeah, he definitely would have. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're with someone.
But he wouldn't have-
It is what it is. Like that. You.
he
Who
definitely
wouldn't?
have
Come
wrecked
on.
himself.
Well,
No, he wouldn't have wrecked himself. That's the
No.
thing. Like
He would
at
have cleaned
least,
me out, but he would have won the race though.
if Evan was gonna wreck you, he should at least killed you.
Yeah.
You know.
What was the immediate reaction after that one, after the whole deal there at the end of the frenzy?
Right.
Just the immediate reaction.
Huge stiffy.
I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to say.
Just kind of
Just,
speechless.
I got so close to winning it, and it just goes back to how many laps you run, how
Right.
many practice laps you run, how much time you put into it just to get it like grabbed away from you on the last lap like that.
Yeah, that's what's
That is
sucks.
the
It's
killer.
crazy.
Mhm.
It is crazy though.
I got one last question for you, Logan. I haven't asked this one to a guest in a while, but
Wow.
over the course of your career, you've had on iRacing, you've had a lot of big wins. What do you think is your biggest win or your personal favorite win?
Probably it's the pro race at Lincoln that I won this year because I won at Knoxville too, but I doored Evan for that. So, I still wanted to win that, but it doesn't really count because what I did there. But Lincoln, I did it cleanly. He tried to take me out in that one too, but he missed. But
He shot and he missed.
yeah,
Oh,
foul
man.
ball.
Foul ball.
But that one was definitely really cool because we really had a good car there. I just somehow I clicked some stuff on Sunday night before World Thunder. We smoked in World Thunder, and
Oh,
then
you dominated at World of
yeah.
Thunder, bro. You were fucking gone.
we just loaded the same setup in, and it was really cooking up there for the race. So we just had them covered that night.
Y'all definitely found something, and that's it. I mean, that I can't say that if I
Was it the Howard Weaver grip hacks?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
the ChatGPT
right.
code
Yep.
line.
That's
Yep.
that
ChatGPT.
does not legitimately. I would not be surprised if Howard could get ChatGPT to write him some code that would give him grip hacks on iRacing, and then he just wouldn't use it or send it out
That's
to
why.
anybody.
That's actually why he got banned in the first place.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's the rumor that I heard as well. Well,
Like he makes up this lie. Like I hope he listens to this because he makes up this little lie about like what he actually got in trouble for.
Yeah.
But he got in trouble for grip hacks. That's at the end
I
of
was
the day.
there.
So if you need grip hacks, call Howard Weaver.
What if I already have them?
Matt George says it builds his setups. He gets AI and ChatGPT to build his setups for him. Now that's actually pretty funny. Oh man. Well, listen, Rumsey, I appreciate you so much for coming on to the Plum Wild podcast, man. If you got anybody you want to shout out or say thanks to, this is your opportunity.
I gotta shout out Knox Lumley and tell him he needs to get off Facebook. He's on Facebook way too much.
Way too much.
Oh my god, that dude needs to sleep.
And
He does send me some funny Snapchats every once in a while.
He's on his phone too much. So hopefully he's listening.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's probably not. He doesn't listen. He's probably playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
He's probably making an alt account right now on Facebook.
Yeah, that's it's
Dicky Little. Where's he at?
He has to have like an Xbox or a PlayStation to play Fortnite because his PC's down. That's what he keeps saying.
And he's banned too.
And he's banned.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like this dude's PC ain't broken, dude. He capped.
It caught on fire. You didn't see it?
I didn't see the video.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I do remember that.
That's really unfortunate.
Man.
That'd be the worst day for me.
He needs to cut his hair.
Yep.
Jeez, he's got a lot of work to do.
There's a lot that is wrong with that kid. But Logan, listen, I appreciate you coming on, man. And we'll probably see you back at some point. And good luck to you in the Sprint Car Pro Series. And we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. All right, well, that was Logan Rumsey. I feel like we got a good bit out of him.
Yeah, he's
He's quiet though. I knew it. I knew
He's
he'd
a
be
man
there.
well, he's still young. He's
Yeah.
he's a little boy. Did he ever tell us how old he was?
I think he said he just turned 17.
He's still a child.
Howard said that he literally uploaded a screenshot of a setup and had ChatGPT make it better. He immediately used it at Knoxville in World of Thunder and passed the whole field in 3 laps. Wow.
Chat.
There's the
GPT.
answer. You know, ChatGPTSetupShop.com. I mean,
That's where I'm going actually.
yeah. Well, y'all know where I'm going now. So we got the finale, the things that we're looking forward to. We got the finale of NWRA Monday night, 100 lapper at Eldora. Stoked for that one. I didn't have the best run Monday night. I was frustrated after that one. You had a good run. You finished 5th, but now I'm in 4th in points, which sucks. But hopefully we'll have a good run at Eldora and get back to 3rd at least in points. But then the main thing that I'm looking forward to this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be playing Fortnite all weekend because OG Fortnite is coming back. I'm super stoked for that. Are you going to run some Fortnite with me?
We're gonna run some Fortnite Friday night.
For sure. Let's go. Friday night Fortnite, dude. Like, I'm so hyped for that, bro. Like, I played the absolute shit out of Fortnite back in the day, and then I continued to play it, but like, there's nothing like OG Fortnite, man. And then Kiefer's a little distracted right now. I don't know what you're doing, but Kiefer's disappointed because Dusty Depot's not coming back.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's Dusty
That's all I
Divot.
wanted.
That's like the only thing. I told him that it wasn't going to be.
Only fucking thing.
He was
That it
so
the
disappointed.
only- That was
So
the
disappointed.
only thing. The only thing I wanted to see. The only thing.
Massive.
I wanted to see Dusty Depot in the middle of the effing map. That's all I wanted.
I'm excited to, dude. Like literally, I'm so stoked to drop back at Risky Reels, Lazy Links, Tilted.
I don't even want to play because there's no
Pleasant.
Dusty Depot.
We're playing. We're playing. There's no denying it. You're playing with me. We're gonna be streaming it.
Oh.
We're streaming. Oh,
Oh.
brother, what you mean? Fuck, 100%. We're streaming this shit, bro.
Chat, I'm going to have to carry him, so you're going to have to tune into that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be playing that all weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got, like I said, we got NWRA Monday night, and for those that missed the announcement at the beginning of the episode, I've now joined Majula C Speed Shop. So yeah, all that.
I'm retired.
Yeah, Kiefer's retiring essentially outside of the big stuff, but nothing's changing. We're gonna keep doing the podcast. Relationships the same. We're still here, and
Is this real?
is this real, man? Yeah,
What a day.
it's been one hell of a day, but I think that'll about do it for this episode of the Plum Wild podcast. Thanks again to House of Speed for sponsoring this week's episode. Don't forget to use Plum Wild 15 for 15% off at checkout. And for myself and Damian Kiefer here, we'll see you right back here in the next one. Later, guys.